I today review on teardown of this all-in-one Samsung stereo system. I guess it is typically the kind of item that is made to look beautiful in the shop, but is not good for anything since you have purchased it. It is in fact very light and it is all-in-one. So it does read DVDs, it does read audio CDs, it has an integrated amplifier, it does read USB keys, all this in less than 2 kilos. And I am not kidding, it is really less than 2 kilos. To prove it, I put this on my scale here. It goes up to 2 kilos. And it is 1 kilo 900 grams, guys. Interesting. So it is really made for the woman acceptance factor, because we have it is a black box, glossy black box. All the controls are on this panel on the top. They are sensitive keys. Here you have volume controls with a neat blue LED effect when you modify the volume, and here you have on-off switch, which is dangerously near the volume control, as I will demonstrate. On the front we have a VFD display, and we just have a flip panel with your CD tray, your USB host, and your phone output. On the side we have lots of warnings. So the model number of this thing is MM-C430D, rated for 40 watts. On the back, what do we have? We have a cable retainer thing, which is a pain really to use, because when you want it to clamp the wires, it does not clamp. Until when you want to remove the wires, you cannot remove them. You have a very noisy fan. You have stupid proprietary speakers outputs, plugs, as you can see, with tiny contacts inside. You have your aux in, your antenna plug, your iPod plug, HDMI output, composite video output, and your completely stupid and horrible SCART video plug. Okay, now I will demonstrate the functionalities, and as you will see, it is not terrible. So I have no speakers connected, so I will put the headphones just to protect the amplifier. And the thing is completely freaking out my autofocus. Okay, so let me connect the power. I hope autofocus will stay here. And it says hello because I did power it on without noticing. I will power it off. Goodbye. So, and now it enters a kind of demonstration mode for the shop, probably because there is no clock setup. And it gives off your stupid functions with bass boost and everything, probably doing bass boost on stupidly small speakers. Yes, it accepts your expensive iPod. It has an auxiliary input, spare no expense. It seems it can do CD ripping from the end. I did power it on. Ready, this button. So it can do CD ripping on a USB key. This is maybe interesting feature, but I have no remote control, so I cannot do everything with it. So as you can see, here you have volume control with right now it is reading the CD-ROM. Excuse me, I have a technical issue here. Okay, so it is reading the CD, audio CD, and here I have volume control where you can see the nice blue effect. But if you modify the volume and For some reason you touch here, it will shut off. This is completely stupid. At least they could have put this power on off button on the other side near the eject button. I think it should be better because you do not eject your CD all the time. And it looks like, yes, open, close. So the complaint of a coworker having this thing is that the volume control does not work. But as far as this test, it is working. So I am not sure what the issue is. Maybe it was just a bad... I did already remove the cover on the Tinker ribbon cable. So maybe it was just a bad contact in the ribbon cable. But what I want to do anyway is to take it apart to clean the CD lens, because it was in a smoker house and it is probably dirty, the lens. So now I will take this thing apart. Okay, so taking it apart is a matter of undoing screws. First you have the two side panels that come off, like so. We can maybe check the date code on this thing, on the molding. It is 2010, June of 2010. Okay, let me put this on the side. We have the other side coming the same way. Okay, and now you can already see the internal construction. Look at this, guys. The back panel is a folded piece from the same metal piece than the bottom panel. To save on cost, they did not put an added piece, but just a folded piece with this clip here to try to keep it in place. It is quite lame. And interestingly enough, so here you have the screws that will probably allow to remove the front panel. But here, look, it is factory. We are missing a screw. Yes, to save on cost, they did not include this not absolutely necessary screw. Quite sad. Here we have a big flat flex going to the bottom layer of electronics. So to remove the top panel, I have to slide it, if I remember correctly. But first, maybe I can remove the screws, it will help. Really, it will be easier without the screws. Okay, so I can now slide it. And we have here a very short flat flex that seems to be very delicate. Luckily enough, the connector is not the latching kind, it is a simple friction kind, and it is not too difficult to reinstall. So here are the electronics for the top controls. As you can see, one tiny controller chip here. And probably just PCB with capacitive keys and the LEDs for the display here. So I will not take this apart because obviously it is working. Okay, now you have the insides. And look at this, guys. This is interesting. Look at this. How these capacitors are flying in the breeze. I will try to do something for them. Maybe put some hot glue, I don't know, but it is not good. This design really, this is a problem. These ones are so little bit, but it is a little better. They did put some glue on these ones, but not here. At least I do not see any bulging capacitor, so it is already a good thing. Here we have the main cables we can remove easily enough. So it looks like we have the switching power supply here, a part of the controls here. I do not know where is the power amplifier. It must be at the bottom layer. So now I will put the camera on the vertical stand and we will continue to dig in this thing. So I hope it will be in focus. One thing I will definitely do before reassembly is cleaning this fan here, because it really needs cleaning. So first let's try to remove the front panel. I guess it is very straightforward. You have 2 screws for the front panel. It will pop out. All the same model of screws, by the way, to save cost, of course. So it is not terribly bad construction, but it is not good. As one example is these capacitors. It could be better, and excuse me, but putting switching power supply in audio equipment is not the best idea. So I guess I can undo the front bezel. I need a screwdriver here to unclip this part, like so. And there are more clips on the bottom. No screws, because screws are expensive, so just clips. Here is the front panel. Put this aside where it cannot be damaged. Okay, so now you can see the VFD display, and yes, we have a second layer of electronics. We have a CD drive, and it's all. So I can now try to remove this PCB. So for some reason, look at this flat flex here. This back flat flex is near the metal here, but this front one has a slot in the PCB to guide it. So I do not know if I will reinstall it this way or not, but I will probably put some insulating tape here to protect the ribbon. Now I have a few screws to remove for the back connectors. So I just want to access the CD drive, so I maybe not remove the bottom PCB completely. So I have 2 screws here. I have one here. Conveniently enough, there are arrows to indicate which screws you have to undo. I really hope all this will be in focus, because I have focusing issues with in macro mode with this camera. So this Canon camera, it is really a bad camera, not a good buy. I took it because it was not expensive, but really Panasonic is really better. Okay, so I have some sticky tape here to undo for grounding purpose maybe, and it should come off. Yes, there is nothing left. So it is interesting. So here is the top PCB with not very stable capacitors. Bottom layer of it. Look at this, guys. This is disgusting, this PCB. Wow. I have no idea of what happened here, but really it is dirty. Is it solder flux? Is it something from the manufacturing process? Some effect of moisture getting in the device? I don't know. Look at this. Here, brown deposits on the PCB. So I will try to clean them before installing. Quite weird. Where to put this in security? Here. And now we have the bottom layer. So I do not see any power amplifier. It is interesting. I guess it must be a T-amp under this metal plate. Really a lame thing. Really not good. Where are my power transistors, guys? So I will undo this CD drive and see if I can clean it in one way or another. Need to find the way to move it manually maybe. and clean the lamps, and then clean the fan also, and reassemble the whole piece of shit. Maybe I will demonstrate you it with a radio or a classic music CD, but it is really not impressive, believe me. Is it coming off? Yes. At least the construction is quite straightforward. It is easy to deal with. It is one good thing. So look here. There is some rust on the metal parts. So this CD unit, the drawer is dirty. The bottom is dirty. It looks like we had a spider in this at some point. So I will try to clean it a little bit and I will be back. Okay, it is a little bit better. I will now try to find the necessary stuff to clean the lens. Excuse me. Oh, there it is. So it looks like this part can be unclipped. Like so, maybe. In order to avoid manually driving the thing, yes. And as you can see, we just have one lens. So it is not Blu-ray, obviously, it is only DVD and CD. So I will use this cleaning wipes. I know it is not made for this, but it works pretty well in fact for electronics. And it is not aggressive for optics. So it can clean optics pretty well. Oh, look at this. Smoker's house, the result, really. Just this area here. Quite disgusting. I did a clean before I'll show the video. I did clean the whole cabinet of the thing because it was just awful. So gently rubbing on this lens top side to remove. Yes, it was worth it. Remove the dirt. Now little one gently touching it with paper and wipe the other parts. It should be good enough. Now it is shiny, so I guess it will be enough. Okay, so just clean this a little bit more. Here we can reinstall this thing. Quite tedious. Yes, it clips in place. So you can see here there is also a spot for putting a screw. Here also, but they did not populate the screws. At the bottom, really nothing, just the flat flex and the reader, the laser pickup assembly. Some relay terminal board here to interconnect with the thing. Okay, so this is good. I will do in the same time this fan, because as you can see it is really worth it. Same thing here, the fan, only 2 screws while you are 4 holes in it. Wide span screws when you can put clips on the stripping things like this and save a few cents on each unit you make to earn more money. Well, it could be worse, but really it is not impressive. At least it is not completely crappy inside, but there are a lot of design flaws. The regular, correct power amplifier at least should be worth it. I am checking again, but no. I do not see where the power amplifier is, guys. It is not here. The tracks from these power speakers connectors go here through capacitors, coils, and disappear somewhere in the circuit. So what are these? These are voltage regulators, so they are not power amplifiers. They disappear somewhere. 2 power transistor here, but it is not enough for making an amplifier. and here it is just the switching power supply, so quite weird. So it must be under this cover here. Okay, let's clean the bottom of the case. Because it is not terribly good, at least this area here, and here the rest, the fan grill, and of course the fan itself. As you can see, it is really, oh yes, disgusting. Most disgusting as it can be, really. The fan is turning, but it is noisy, probably because of the dust on the blades, so I will see later if it is better without the dust. Really not impressed with this thing, guys. Okay, I don't know what was the price of this thing, but as it is design, probably not cheap. Okay, this is good, and you know what? As I am just 3 screws away to take out this board and check if there is nothing suspicious under it, I will do it. So we have 2 screws here on the back connectors. We will be done to the bare metal chassis, and it will allow to check at least if there's nothing wrong with this PCB, as the other one is suspiciously dirty at the bottom. So yes, this one is the same. Look at this. I do not know what this is, but really some hard deposit. Brown stuff. Here you can see it pretty well, I guess. Here. What is the deal with this? Really? I do not know. So is it possible to clean it at least? I will try. Yes, maybe. Excuse me. So it looks like it does not really want to come off. So I will try my what do I have? I have a PCB cleaner somewhere, but it is not this one, so I will be back. Okay, this is better. So let's try it. A little brush. Oh, no way, it does not want to come off. In fact, when it is wet, it is like it disappears, but when it is dry, it reappears. So I have no clue what this thing is. But really, so I hope it will not become conductive with moisture on a thing like this. Maybe it can be the issue, in fact. I did already see this, but in very cheap electronics, not in a major brand. Oh, with rubbing, it looks like I can remove it a little bit. Yes, it is a brown stuff all over the place. So I guess I can now subscribe for a few minutes of rubbing the PCB and try to clean it. So we will see the result. So it looks like when you put the PCB cleaner on it, after you can scrape it with your fingernails, and it will more or less come off. Well, some of it at least did disappear, but it will be probably too tedious to do everything. just gently scraping with it with your fingernails like so. It is disappearing, this thing. Interesting. So I will do the other PCB, the measure areas, and I will leave it the rest like it is, because anyway. Okay, so I will now reassemble this thing, and we will try it to see if I didn't break anything. So guys, I was in the process of hot gluing these capacitors in order to have them a little more steady. And guess what I found? Here we have 4 very small packages, flat metal components with 4 pins, and they are written GFET 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe these are actually the power transistor for the amplifier. From far, the smallest power transistors I have never seen. They must be like 5 millimeters by 5, something like this, maybe even less. This must be the driver amplifiers then, for the amplifier. And we have maybe here capacitors for the power supply of the amplifier channels. Coils here. So yes, it is possible. We have here 4 incredibly tiny power transistors. Quite interesting. They are so small I cannot read the number on them. I will try to do something with my USB microscope for you, but I am sure of the result. Okay, so I continue on the reassembly. So the thing is back together. I did connect with a lot of difficulties speakers to the back terminals, and I am just checking them. These proprietary plugs are completely stupid. So I have a test CD inside. Let's see if it will read. Check the volume. Looks like it is reading. We have stereo sound. The volume control is working, so it is good. I will test the tuner for you with, if I can find it again, the antenna very good with it, which is this piece of wire. So I will just tune to a station where it is not too lucky to have music. Let me check. No, this is not tuning. So maybe in fact the issue with this thing is not the stereo itself. Maybe it is a remote control issue the owner is complaining about. I will try also the what? Really? The user interface? I did press the play button instead of pressing the tune up button, and now it is trying to load again the CD. Will it resume? It is slow as hell, this thing. No, it one other time. Sorry. It is this one. By the way, and also you did see the touches are controls are backlit in white. Nice touch to use it in the dark at least. So Yes, tuner is working. Also, when you change the volume, you have a blue light effect and you have a blinking minus or plus signal. And of course, if you just touch here, it will shut down off with this nice light effect. If I power it on, puff, piff, puff, here it is on. So it looks like it is working. I will try the USB host to see what it does, and I will try a DVD inside and connect it on the TV in a HDMI, but I guess it will work. So it will be fun if the issue is actually a remote control issue and not a stereo issue. So I hope you did enjoy this teardown of this piece of crap. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.